when expanding a binomial with a subtraction sign, comma, the signs alternate. Okay, so I'm just going to use that little tip here as we do the next question. So m minus n to the fifth. So we just have variables in this question, and I'm just going to use the blue highlighter this time. It's m minus n to the fifth, so I'm going to look at my fifth row. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. I'm almost running out of space there, so I am actually going to take a little bit more space down here. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Okay, so now it has a minus sign. Okay, so remember the first one's positive, second one's negative, then positive, then minus, then positive, then minus. Okay, starts out positive, minus, positive, minus, positive, minus. Understand? And now what you do is you take m to the fifth and count down. And remember, I don't have to write m to the 0. And then I take n, and I count down, but I count down from right to left. Into the 5, 4, 3, into the second, into the first. And actually we're finished, besides just rewriting the final answer, because you don't really need to write any of these ones. A lot of the ones that I wrote in that first step I don't have to write. So m to the fifth minus 5m to the fourth n plus 10m to the third n squared minus 10m squared n to the third plus 5m n to the fourth minus n to the fifth. Okay? And a lot of people might ask here, well, how did you know that the m went first? In other words, why didn't I put m to the fifth and then minus n to the fifth? Because remember, earlier in the book it tells you to decrease the exponents from greatest to least. Well, that was when we only had one variable. This time we have two variables. Just do the variable that comes first in the alphabet and make that one go from highest to least, and you should be fine. Okay? So that, my friends, is your final answer. So let's keep going to numbers 13, 16, and 19. Alright, so number 13, it starts getting tricky because you have something attached to the variables, like a 4x instead of just an x. And the 2 is going to become a different number because you're going to be raising it to powers and such. So this is to the third power. So I'm going to show you Pascal's triangle again. You'll know why I highlighted it yellow. The coefficients are 1, 3, 3, 1. I can probably do all of this on one line, and it'll probably be a little shorter of a problem. 1, 3, 3, 1. Alright. So then, since there's a plus sign here, I know that all of these are positives. Alright. And then I take the first term, the 4x, and I am going to bring it to the third power. Now remember, you're going to have to use a parentheses here. You have to use the parentheses. 1 second. Okay, so when you do 4x to the third, you write 4x in parentheses to the third. 4x in parentheses squared. 4x parentheses to the 1 power. Maybe you don't have to write the 1 anymore, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it for safety. And then I'm going to take the 2 and count from highest to least to lowest, from the right to the left. 2 to the third, 2 squared, 2 to the first, and finally 2 to the 0. Now, what's the problem here? Why did I not have to use a parentheses with the 2? Well, the 2 is positive and there's nothing else attached to it. The 4x, I know it's positive as well, but the 4x, it has to be understood that you're going to be cubing both of those things. And you're going to be cubing the 4 and the x here. Alright, so this is going to take maybe a couple more steps to finish. But it's 1, so the 1 stays out here. You need to cube this first. Okay, of course when you multiply by 1 it's not going to change anything, but make sure that you're doing the powers first. So 4x to the third. It's not just 4x to the third. Okay, it's the quantity 4 to the third, and then also next to that is an x to the third. Okay, now I wouldn't just type it in a calculator like that. I just wanted to sort of show you what it was before I wrote the answer. Now, what's 4 to the third? 4 to the third, of course, 64. Okay, so 64 x to the third plus, I need to square this, 3 times 16x squared times 2 plus 3 times 4x times 4 plus 2 to the third gives you 8. Alright? Now, I've taken care of all the powers in the first step. Okay, all the powers. That 2 squared became a 4, the 2 to the third became an 8. A lot of people get stuck on that. How is 2 to the third equal to 8? But if you think about it, it's always 8. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 more is 8. But anyway, I was just explaining how I got rid of all of the powers, and now I'm going to go back and multiply through. So 64x to the third plus 16 times 2 times 3. 16 times 2 times 3 is 96. X squared plus 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 3. 48x plus 8. And there you have it. 64x to the third plus 96x squared plus 48x plus 8. Now, you see how the coefficients just disappeared. We expected the coefficients to be 1, 3, 3, 1. However, after bringing the 4x to those powers, and after bringing the 2 to the powers, we multiply through and we simplify, and it looks more like this. So the coefficients aren't always going to be 1, 3, 3, 1, but you do always use 1, 3, 3, 1 when it's raised to the third power, so that you finally get your answer down here. Okay?